A question I have for you, Patrick Bitature, you mentioned how Kenya was well ahead of Uganda, and indeed in the productivity survey that the government itself put out, they were saying, I think, that Kenyans are twice as productive as Ugandans. Sorry, 4 times, was it? Yeah. And I think Japanese was like 20 times or something, yeah. So what is the difference? Why are Kenyans so much more productive? And then a question for you, Sudhir. In Uganda, in Africa, more than, I think, internationally, working well with government, really having that partnership and the relationships can make a difference. Can you talk a little bit about the realities of working well with government in order to really succeed? Thank you very much.
My view, at least it's a personal view, is that the Kenyans, for instance, have got a different work ethic. It comes down to your work ethic. They take their work very seriously. You look at the Somalis, for instance. A small group of Somalis came to Uganda and began. And there was this man called Mandela, a great man, great heart. He could hardly speak because of the cleft on his lip. But see the business he has grown, City Tires, City Petrol, City everything, even fast food. But whatever he does very well. And he's got a network of Somalis who work for him, and also Ugandans, if you prove to him that you are honest and ethical. Even if you are a group of thieves and we agree, let's be thieves, you must have some rules. Otherwise you kill one another. There's got to be honor even in the mafia. You go to rob a bank, when you come out, you're going to share the money. How you share it, that honor must be there. And that's what we don't have, a work ethic that is strong. In Kenya, they have a good work ethic. I do business there. Similar businesses I'm doing here, Sima Telecom. I do property there. Here you're complaining that the Kenyans are running all the banks, they are managers. Why can't we do the same thing? It's their work ethic that's different. So you see that and build on it. Why do Ugandans have a weak work ethic? I've tried to analyze it, and my conclusion, and it's maybe wrong, is that because we were gifted by nature. We've had it too easy. Our weather is fair. There was always plenty of food. The population was small. When Museveni came to Uganda, there were 16 million people in Uganda in 1986. The population was not there. But it's changing because we've had peace and the population is growing at 3.2%, one of the fastest growing populations in the world. The pressure is mounting. There's rural-urban migration. So now, people who used to live in Kampala, and I know many people lived in Kampala, who didn't have a job at all. January to December, no job, but they live well. You have something to eat, you dress up well. As long as you can talk, you talk and make some people laugh, you hang around, you're okay. You have a drink in the evening, you're in the right club, you don't have a job. Those days are numbered. Population pressure is coming, and you cannot survive by doing nothing and hanging about. Here you can live somewhere, in someone's servant's quarters or somewhere. You live somewhere. You don't have rent. When you get money, you pay me. We are kind, we are generous, we are easy people. In Kenya, those days are gone long ago. That's why their work ethic, if someone's got a job, it's a job. Here, when I sack somebody, they don't even know why you sacked him, you're fired. Oh, boss, I go here. They pack up, they go. They don't ask about it. They've lost their job, they go home. I tried to sack somebody in Nigeria, and he was fired for stealing. He refused to go. He knelt down, he cried, an adult with a degree. He held my feet. Oh God, you can't save me. My wife, my children. If he lost his job, he cried. He became a nuisance. I bring security to take him out. He was not going to leave the compound. He'll wait outside. He was not going to let go of his job because of pressure. You lose a job in Nigeria, you are out there, you are finished. They don't care what about your degree. 150 million people. 10 million in Lagos. That's the pressure. Now, that's going to happen in Uganda in the coming years. These riots we're having, demonstration, the underlying problem is work, jobs, income, poverty biting. So we've got to change our mentality. We have to change our work ethic. You have to be more competitive. You have to be more aggressive. Someone sacks you, ask him why. Forgive me. Do whatever it takes to keep your job. When you go out there, what do you tell your wife? In Nigeria, you will come home first, your wife beats you. Anyway, thank you. I keep it short.
Okay, Sudhir, there was a question for you.
Well, I think...
Is it nice to work with government?
Yeah, I think I would say that I've been very fortunate that I've that when the NRM came into power, if you remember in the beginning, we were all very scared. They had a red book. I can't remember what they called themselves, but in that book, all the businessmen were classified as exploiters. So remember in '86 when NRM came to power, we were all scared. All the businessmen were scared that, wow, these are communists, they're socialists, we're in big problem here. And of course the government tried barter deals with Cuba, with other countries, and of course it miserably failed. Eventually the government turned around and realized that the only way forward for this country is to recognize the businessmen, encourage them, because they will be your partners in the engine of growth in the economy. And it has proved so far. Now, I've been very fortunate that, including Patrick and Robert and all of that, that we actually don't depend on government. We are all private entrepreneurs, successful, hardworking, honest, and dedicated. We have all survived and made our fortunes, small fortunes we have on our own. Now, however, what you have to appreciate is that the government is the best, the biggest employer. Right? I wouldn't say the best, but it's the biggest employer. So once you reach to a level where you have certain businesses, you can't avoid dealing with the government. I don't do any procurement, I don't supply government, but they use my facilities. So as far as dealing with the government is concerned, that's the interaction we have. And they're a good client. However, there are certain people who specialize in supplying government in terms of procurement, you know. So those are specialized, like, you know, you can have tenders for supplying medical, but I'm not in that field. I'm really totally independent businessman. So it depends on what profession, what line you choose. Some people depend 100% on the government. People like us, we don't depend at all. However, some of the products we have, government is our client. Where the government can help, and it did help, and it continues to looking into, is to creating security, a good environment for business. I remember the Investment Authority Board created a tax, what do you read? Yeah, tax holidays. So every company in Uganda had an opportunity of applying, and if you start with $50,000 capital and your company made money for 5 years, you would not pay any corporation tax. And a lot of us took advantage of that, and that is where, as businessmen, we benefited and made us stronger. So we're very, very positive and long thinking from the government. Really, what does a businessman want?
Okay, I think your question is answered. Please, next question.
Over here.
Yeah, him.
Patrick, you talked about risk, and mine is about currency trading. How would you advise a young businessman that wants to skew towards currency trading? And then maybe on the other side, I'm tempted to ask, was any of you inspired by Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Thank you.
Most of the time, what my job is at my level is evaluating risk against the return. Very risky, what the return? Where the risk is too much, even if the return is very good, I don't want to go. Drugs, smuggling, certain things, you draw the lines. So you just keep evaluating. Now you're talking about currency. You want to do what they call arbitrage, buying and selling and making small margins. There are people who study only that for 3 or 4 years, and they make a lot of money. In the first world, especially, they have systems designed to make the best, to optimize in this forex business. Now, it's a growing industry. I see people advertising on TV where FX trading, what kind of trading. So they are luring you in. You pay the fees, you get involved. You make some money. But will you really make it big doing currency? My daughter is here. She put money in currency. She insisted she wanted to do it with her friends. I gave her $5,000 or $10,000. Go and do it. But I told her, doing that internationally, especially you who are playing on the markets internationally, the odds are stacked against you. It's just like going to the casino. Some people go and watch the casino tables, roulette, and they learn to beat it. 7 years of studying it, you will learn to beat the casinos. As soon as you learn to beat them, they start blacklisting you because they're very sophisticated all over the world. They have cameras, they share pictures. It's an industry. You can't beat the odds. Some people know how to read the cards. They train their memories to read the cards. There are easier ways to make money. You want to make $1 million in an easy way? Read the budget, read New Vision, read Monitor, read Red Paper. Look for the opportunities. They are there every day. If you want to make $1 million, you want an idea? This population that's growing so fast, everybody wants a house. Everybody wants land. Some of us went into that when we were 30 years old. Sudhir bought his at 18. Today, young people are hungry for property. And now mortgages are available. 10, 15 years ago, they are not there. Everyone who buys a house wants a cooker in it because they want to continue building, cooking food with sigiri and what have you. White goods. Everyone wants a fridge. Appliances. You want a kettle. You want an iron. That market is growing. Electronics, there's going to be growth. People think, it's maxed out, everyone's doing it. And Nisuma, all those guys, I can't compete. No. This population is growing so fast. Everybody wants a laptop. Everyone wants a mobile phone. So whatever you get into, consumption, consumer goods, there is a market. If you want to be smart and get into businesses that people will not get into, you don't want to do a takeaway, you want to do something which is called a business with a silver lining. That means either when you do enter the business, you close the door behind you. They can't get in. When I did a video club, everyone opened. I did mobile phones, everyone opened. I can't stop them. But can everyone become a dealer in MTN and at the scale I'm doing it? Can everyone do electricity at the scale I'm doing it? Go and do hydropower. The government is crying for electricity. It's in the budget. The number one priority is electricity. If you are smart, you've got a degree, you know what equity means, you know what debt means. You go to the banks, they'll lend you 70%, which means you need 30%. You don't have 30% of $1 million to do 1 megawatt. All you need is say, I want to do 1 megawatt. 1 megawatt will cost you $1 million approximately. Go to the Ministry of Energy, do your homework, look for the site for 1 megawatt. The bank will lend you $700,000 if you can raise $300,000. There are companies that are coming here which are offering to buy equity and they only lend 30% of the project. That means they'll lend you $300,000. So what you need is less than $100,000. And you've got a business worth $1 million. And so long as you get a concession for 30 years from the government, that water will keep running and you will make 2 cents or 3 cents as your profit. That will add up. You'll be a millionaire. There's simple businesses you can get into if you apply your mind. And the answers are every day in the papers. Look at them, look for these opportunities. Apply your mind. You don't have to have so much capital. Maybe you don't do $1 million business from zero. Look for a business where you can make $100,000. Make $10,000. Make $1,000. Get the formula of making 2 shillings become 4. 4 becomes 8. 8 becomes 16. Once you've got your formula, see, can you extrapolate? Can you grow it? You all can do it. But manage risk. Don't choose the hardest business because you think you can do rocket science. Risks, currency. This man has got a fantastic computer system in the bank. He's playing the odds in currency and he's got the capital. So even if he makes 1 shilling on every dollar, he's stacked against you. You think you can make it at that business? But learn. Go in and learn. I couldn't convince my child not to do it, but I gave them money. They learned the lesson. They came back, and then they were willing to listen.